All right, fresh off the stage, rocking the spring. We're here in Vegas with Artifice. Awesome band. Please introduce yourself. Tell us what you play.
My name is Michael. I play guitar.
Cody, I play guitar.
Scotty, I'm the singer.
Jared, and I drum.
Wow. Now, we got to find out what was that breakthrough record, because we all fell in love with music, but then at some point there was like some album or band or show. It's like, damn, that changed my life. So what was it for you? You know, the big breakthrough, the show or the album, or what sent you over the edge?
Most recently, something that really changed my life was Periphery's Juggernaut Alpha and Omega. That's is when we were actually recording in here when it came out, like, and it just changed the way I look at the guitar completely.
Okay. Doesn't have to be current. I'm looking for the roots.
Albums. Well, I grew up on a lot of 80s hair metal, but if I had to recall like one specific album, it'd probably be Hybrid Theory by Linkin Park.
Oh, yeah.
And show-wise is Fuel. Fuel was my first show ever, and that definitely changed my life. I was 10. My uncle took me for my birthday, and I like freaked out. It was crazy, man. Like,
we were actually both at that show and didn't know each other.
Right? Later, you're like, yeah, I was there.
Yeah.
That's cool. How about you?
Probably the most breakthrough record that like got me really hooked was Bush, 16 Stone. It's one of my favorite records ever.
Yeah. Yeah, there was something about the songs and
oh
and
man,
the voice
yeah.
And
oh yeah, Gavin Rosdale.
Yeah, man.
And those bass lines.
Yeah. No, it was like a great assist album, just like Hybrid Theory.
Right.
If we're digging for roots, I'm going to say Rush. I used to have this DVD that I used to watch constantly. And yeah, and then it was Avenged Sevenfold. Their, what was that album with Beast? Yeah, City of Evil.
Okay.
Listened to that a whole bunch when I was first getting into music, so yeah.
Yeah. Well, I know you guys hail from Jackson, Tennessee.
Yeah.
What brought you all together? What was the common thread, or who knew who, and how did it all come?
Well, it's like, you know, we were all in different groups and stuff, and you know, you got the local scene going, and we were all doing the local thing, and then in each band it seemed like there was like, you know, one or two guys that wanted to take it further, and it just so happened that we all ended up coming together. You know, Cody and I were in different bands. We used to play together a lot, and both of our bands kind of broke up at the same time, and we started writing together. And then Anthony, our bass player, which is changing clothes or doing his girlfriend, we're not sure.
Probably changed to a bed upstairs.
He was always in other bands around that scene as well. And then Mikey just jammed in his bedroom until we called him, and this is his first band, which, you know, and then we found Jared on a, what was it?
Like bandmix.com.
Bandmix.com. And I was like, I thought he was, 12. From his picture, he looked like he was 12. And I remember calling him and being like, are you old enough to do this, man? He's like, yeah, dude, I'm good to go.
Right. Well, yeah, no, that's amazing when, you know, it all comes together like that. It's kind of like a sports team.
Sure.
You know, the AAA in the high school, and it becomes the college players, and then the college get into the NFL and the NBA. You know? Yeah. It's like the all-star team.
It's kind of like being like a team manager or something. Like, especially for Scotty and I being like two of the founding members of the band. It's like trying to build a team. You know.
Yeah.
We got an all-star team now.
There's no room for dead weight or anybody to phone it in.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Every position is filled. Yeah. Now, obviously, you guys bring it live, and I was already warned before you played, so I'm going to make a special note to go out there. And when you walked out on stage, I saw, you know, preparation, I saw dedication, I saw intensity. You know, what was your idea when you put this band together, and what brings that level of just the, you know, the synergy and the tightness?
Well, you know, it's like, you got to go out, if you're going to take this seriously and really go after this business and really go after making this dream come true, you got to pour every ounce of blood into it, you know, and you got to make sure everything is done right. And, you know, we used to, when we first started, we would challenge each other every night to see who could go the hardest on a stage. Yeah. And it just turned into all of us unleashing. So now
we just see who doesn't die.
Right. Everybody's holding the bar higher.
Yeah.
Everybody's got.
Plus, you know, we really, like, our music, we really feel it. Like, it's real. There's nothing phony in it. You know, nobody else is writing our tunes. You know, like, when we get up there and play, like, that emotion up there is 100% real.
Honesty is what drives this band.
Yeah.
We write real music that's real to us anyways, and real lyrics, and you know, we just try to be as honest about ourselves and our art as we can, and I feel like regardless of whether we want to go hard or not on stage, that just kind of comes out through what we do. So
Well, kind of, obviously you're connected directly to the audience. There's nothing diluting or in between you, you know, and, you know, tell us about the first time performing with these guys, being that this is your first band. Did you like, whoa, I got to step it up?
Oh, it was terrifying. Like, I put pretty, like, seriously, 27, first show ever in a band. I just stood there. Like, we have a super fan in Alabama. His name is Jeff Morton, and he was just right in front of me the whole time, just like going crazy, like
That was like the
extremely
inaugural Jeff Morton.
intimidating. And one of the guys who auditioned for the band and didn't get it was also in the audience. So it was just like
Wow.
anxiety from every direction.
Yeah, no, that's great to see it, and you know, obviously you're going to work the crowd, you're going to give them 100% of you, you know, what you got, and you know, as far as going on the road, what are some of the things you guys do to kind of keep it balanced? Because obviously people see the party on stage, they have no idea the sacrifice, the dedication, everything it takes to kind of get there. So how do you guys kind of pace it and, you know, savor the small moments, you know, other than the minutes on stage?
Yeah, I mean, every second that we're out on tour, we're thinking about what's, you know, the next step to make, and you know, I mean, really the only thing that breaks us from what happens on stage is when we just start goofing off and just having a good time. Because the thing is, we're not just a band, we're best friends. You know, we're five best friends, you know, and then in our crew, you know, we have a blast with them, and they take care of us, and they help out a lot too. So I mean, it makes it easier to stay out like that, you know, because I mean, you're gone from home, you know, you lose touch with your friends and your family and stuff. So something to keep that alive is just being there for each other and having each other's backs, you know.
Yeah, the camaraderie and all that.
One thing that really sticks out to me, like to kind of answer that question, is it's you ever seen the movie Rockstar? Steel Dragon, they've got some songs on that. One line that I feel like really applies to this band, or at least me personally, is living the life I was born to give, or living the life I was born to live, giving it all I got to give. And that's kind of what we do. We all just pack up and hang out and just rock out.
Yeah, when we started this band, we decided from the get-go that we weren't going to slow down or stop until we made it. And I mean, there's been some extreme lows, you know. I mean, there's been great highs too, but I mean, it's such a roller coaster, you know. It makes it tough at times, but it's part of you, it's inside of you, and you can't stop, you know.
Yeah, my dad actually told me a couple months ago, we were just having a conversation about, you know, what the band was going through and like what the next step was, and he told me for the first time, I've never heard him say this, but he was like, if it wasn't for this band or your music, I wouldn't know who you are. And it was at that moment, I mean, I already knew it prior to, but that was like a reassurance. It was like, all right, well, here we go again. Let's saddle up and get back on the horse, you know.
Yeah. Well, you know, as tough as people, you know, make the industry or the changes it's gone through and all that, I think there's more opportunities than ever, you know, for, you know, independent artists that are focused, you know, that really have, you know, a team. They've got, you know, a direction and all that. And there's no question that to become a headliner these days can be more lucrative than ever, you know. And sure, it's, you know, lonely at the top, tough to get there, you know, long way to the top. But, you know, just that drive of being able to know that what you're creating is unique and special. You know, a drum machine and computer can't make this stuff up, you know. And there's a big wide world. And I know you've probably seen a lot of bands that inspire you, that just see that camaraderie. You know, the boys from Kentucky come to mind, the Blackstone Cherry. You know,
Great.
What are some of the other bands or people you hold in high ideals, whether it be for the work ethic or just the fact that they're blazing a trail and not worried about what anybody else is doing?
I mean, I would say, you know, Theory of a Dead Man, those guys are awesome guys. You know, Joe came out to support us today, the drummer, and you know, they have an amazing work ethic, and they treat everybody well. Their crew treats everybody well, and it just kind of, they kind of showed us the ropes on how to be, you know, how to act and how to be professional on the road and whatnot. And, you know, bands like Boba Flex, you know, that's they've been grinding
Yeah.
for years, and they're killing it right now. And you know, they're playing tomorrow. We're stoked to see them. They're great buddies of ours. So, you know, you pull in from, you know, inspiration from the bigger bands and, you know, bands that are doing the same thing as we are. You know, like, you know, Another Lost Year and Shallow Side and bands like that never give up. You know, and just keep going.
Yeah, because you never know. All of a sudden you turn around and it's like, oh, those guys got a break. Now they're booming.
Yeah.
And, you know, they know we're real. We're not knocking on their door like, you know, Johnny Come Lately.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, it's like Jared Leto said in, what's that
The
documentary?
documentary, yeah.
He said, you know, it's just around the corner. He's like, if you never give up, it'll happen, you know?
I saw a meme one time on the internet. It was like a rabbit and a carrot, and you can see the top of the carrot, obviously on top of the grass, but there's a giant carrot in the dirt that you can't see, and it says success isn't always what you see. Sometimes it's what you don't see. And it's kind of the same thing. You just keep working, and one day the carrot pops out of the ground, and look, you got a big juicy carrot.
Well, we talk about the tortoise and the hare all the time because that story is so true.
Oh, yeah.
And you see hares out there that come here and they're gone and you know, they're arrogant or whatever.
Sure.
And then you see the hares just keep chugging away. We know who wins the race.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's not always glamorous, you know, but, you know, to write great music, connect with the audience, you know, really give people thrilling, you know, entertainment. There's a huge audience out there for that.
Sure.
Yeah. Now let's go down the line. Just give a little tip to any of the artists coming up. Obviously, you guys are students of the game. You're mastering your craft. What would you impart on that young, you know, musician or band or creative person coming up, you know, as far as having the mind state, you know, or just the dedication of knowing what's important?
I'd say to always work on your craft, like whatever your instrument may be, guitar. Like I strive to still play guitar for so many hours a day to keep up. Like if you stop playing, you know, your muscles just like atrophy. You get lazy. You just become complacent. And you just start writing like things that, you know, are like super simple. You're like, you can't get lazy. Like that's one of the main things.
Yeah. What about you?
Don't give up.
Perseverance.
We've been doing this constantly on the road for about 6 years now, and it's like he said, it's a roller coaster every day. There's going to be a lot of times where you feel like the obstacle's a little bit too big to get over or under, and it beats you down. But in the end, you know, an obstacle isn't the path; it's just something on the path. So don't give up. Just keep pushing.
Yeah. And if you love every part of the journey or figure out what to like about it, it's not really work. It's your life. It's an adventure. Yeah, I tell people, I said, laying hot tar on a 120-degree roof, that's work, you know. This is fun, and if you make it your life's adventure, it's that ultimate kind of, you know, reward potential.
Absolutely, yeah. You know, I mean, if I could say anything, I would just say believe in yourself, you know, and whatever your dream is, you know, whether it's music or becoming a writer or an artist or, I mean, anything. If that's what you want to do, you can do it. And, you know, my mom always told me when I was a little kid, if you want it, like, you can be whatever you want to be. And I 100% believe that. And you know, I mean, it might be tough at times, but there's always a way to do what you want to do.
Hey, there we go.
He's here, yeah.
Bass player should
The fifth member. Look at this. You can stand behind him. Stand behind the scene. Oh yeah, don't go wide. Go deep here. Stand behind. Yeah, stand behind him. We're already on a wide angle here. Yeah. And how about you? What would you impart on those coming up?
I would say, I mean, like Mikey said, working on your craft and, you know, making sure you're the best at what you do is very super important, I feel like. And not giving, like, a shit about anybody, what they think, or, you know, and believing in yourself and everything everybody else said, I guess. But, you know, just like, you know, just be dedicated and just have a goal, always have a goal, and yeah, just do it.
It's like that championship team. If every working part is at its highest, that's all you can ask for.
Sure.
You know what I mean? But again, there's the creative side, the business side, the diplomatic side. You know, even doing these interviews. You know, I mean, there's an art to all this. So keep learning, keep growing. What we're asking everybody is just tips. You know, to the young band, the musicians coming out, people coming up. You know, what would you impart on them of what you've learned and kind of might save them a little time or heartache?
There's going to be a lot more hard times than there are good times, and you just have to get past that. I remember the first tour I ever went on. It was just crappy. We were in this tour bus that had no working electricity through it, and it was in the middle of winter, and everybody in the band thought that I was going to quit just because it was so hard, but I stuck with it and kept on. A bunch of bands later, here I am, and still working on it, still paying dues, and
Yeah, you'll
still
always
making
pay
it.
dues.
Yeah, you get stronger for it. Well, like I say, I've seen and talked to 1,000 bands probably this month, and saw a few dozen this weekend, but you guys definitely stood out. It was really good to see the energy, and we'll definitely be spreading the word. Where can we find you online?
Facebook,
Everywhere.
Twitter, Instagram, Artifice, just search Artifice, ARTIFAS, Snapchat,
iTunes.
Spotify, iTunes, basically any digital outlet you'll be able to find us on.
Well, if there's one you can't find us on, tell us and we'll make sure we put ourselves on.
Well, I can't wait for the next interview, and please, next time you're in LA, we're definitely going to hook it up, and can't wait to follow the growth and see you guys making moves.
Awesome. Thanks, J-Rock.
Yeah.
Appreciate.